Before we get started, if you'd like to support us, we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/OSRS Trihards. We also have a new method. If you'd rather send us a one-time donation, visit buymeacoffee.com/Trihards. It's a fast, simple, and easy way to throw us a couple bucks if you like what you're hearing. Links are in the description of each episode. Thank you. We'd like to thank our Patreons, Bluegrass, Jock, and Jay at twitch.tv/JayySlay. Hello, I'm Rob, aka Dream Name or Dreamy Pure.
I'm Arthur, aka LT Potato.
We're the Trihards.
And this is episode 22 of your favorite old school podcast.
All right, so we thought episode 22, we should do something a little bit different. So we're going to go with the actual listener mail first, if that's okay with you, LT. And then after that, we'll go with a lot of meaty content, a lot of juicy updates, and probably I'm expecting it to be a pretty long episode.
Rob, I'm like a horse. Just lead me to the water, and I will drink, and whatever order you want to go in, that is fine with me.
Yeah, let's do this. These emails that we got. So we got one from Kyle.
Crazy Kyle. Crazy Kyle.
Crazy Kyle. He says, "Hey boys, thanks for answering my question a couple weeks ago. Listening to you guys every week always brightens my day. First off, add peanut butter, cocoa powder, and Splenda/sugar to your cottage cheese." Jesus, dude. Jesus.
Very specific. I like it. Splenda/sugar.
You made me throw up while I'm recording, man. Sounds disgusting.
Let me finish it. Second, okay, that's it. That's okay. Next, he gets the business done.
Yeah, that's his. Next is, if you were tasked with making 3 updates, 1 skilling focused, 1 PVM focused, and 1 PvP focused, with a goal of pissing off the most sweaty OSRS gamers possible, which would be like LT, what would they be? I think it's an awesome question.
It's a great question. You want to go first?
Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time thinking about it too.
All right.
Because I was like, man, I don't know.
What are you going to start with? The PvP, the skillers, the PvP? Let's
go in order.
Yeah.
Let's go in order. So it's 1 skilling focused. I would say making the levels. So like in RuneScape 3, 120 is the max level for a lot of skill, or for some skills. I know it started with Dungeoneering, but making it 126 in RuneScape. So only, I guess all skills. You have to get 200 mil experience in all, and that would be my 1 skilling focused update that would just piss off a lot of people.
That's pretty good. So
especially the sweaty gamers too.
Those skill
capes.
Mine's kind of all on those lines. I would say introducing any new skill. We got warding, which did not pass. That was like last year. You got sailing.
Skateboarding?
Skateboarding. Doesn't RS3 have like invention architecture?
Yes.
I could be wrong about the
Invention.
architecture.
I think both, actually.
No, the A, it's a different A word.
I have no idea.
Anyways. Yeah. Any new skill would piss people off.
New skill that's like not very cool.
Good. It's not very helpful. like a fire making type skill. Which I think is kind of like what warding was, but
it was kind of like crafting, but for mage stuff. 1 PVM focused. So when you kill, let's say, bandos in God of Wars, right? You have a 1 in 5,000 chance at a pet.
Right.
Let's add a cabbage in there. 1 in 5,000 for a cabbage. Let's put some
that.
troll drops into all the bossing, so people just get pissed whenever they get that. I mean, we have the rune sword, and that is troll drop for God Wars.
In a way, it's only a 1 in 400. I'm surprised why people even bring that one up.
Because it's about the same as for Bandos piece.
Man, dude, screw the rune sword. Do you know what I got my first 15 Bandos KC? A curved bone. Tried that on for size.
That's a good troll drop for when you're killing Lizardman Shaman too. 1 in 5,000.
Yeah, along with the Dragon Spear and there's a couple others that are really up there in the drop rate.
Yeah, so just adding a bunch of useless troll drops would really piss off the PVM community.
Which we're going to get to, because in poll 74, which we're going to talk about in about 10 minutes here, jars, basically. The jar is your troll drop, and it's the...
It's actually kind of, you can put it in your house though, and it's like a
No,
cat.
I like them. I personally am a fan of the jars, but people hate these things.
Yeah.
With a passion.
PvP focused.
Yep.
What did I say about PvP? I think, okay, so it's going to be kind of like PVM. We're going to change up PvP completely. When you kill somebody in the wild, you're going to get a chance of like a 1 in 500 to get their toxic staff of the dead. You might just get one of those, you might just get a monkfish instead, or
so if you kill someone in the worldie, you don't actually get everything that's supposed to be dropped to you. It's
right. You get a roll of one thing in their inventory, maybe.
Yeah, that would definitely piss people off. That's the question. It's to piss people off. So
yeah. So yeah, that's mine. I don't know.
For PvP, I think in light of what was proposed about a day ago, with the whole Din's Bulwark nerf, I think something to do with that. PKers...
Like you're invincible, maybe.
Yeah, like basically a buff to the Din's Bulwark.
Yeah. Which
is what we had like last year before they nerfed it, and now they're going to nerf it again.
Maybe make it so you can wear a Din's Bulwark at 30 defense instead.
Or true. Yeah. I'm not even... what do you need to wear a Din's Bulwark? Like attack level?
70? I don't know.
There's some attacker strength required. There's got to be. I never thought about it because
yeah.
I've always had the requirements. But yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's probably 70 attack, 70 defense, probably.
Probably. But something that would make it basically.
So that is Kyle. So thank you, Kyle, for that. Good question.
Yep.
Very bad suggestion with the cottage cheese, but good email regardless. So I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Don't let Rob rub you the wrong way.
Another thing is our boy, Crazy Fast 11. He sent us a very long dissertation again, explaining his journey, I guess.
It was a journey.
But last time he was going to try the cottage cheese, the way that LT does. It looks like this time he made it. So we were a little worried about him last time, but he did make it. He got the cottage cheese, and he tried it, and I guess he joined LT's team, unfortunately. But
+1, boys, +1.
We will be back, and we will strike.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Team Rob.
See,
Hashtag
you just
Team
gotta broaden your horizons, man.
Hashtag Team Rob.
No. All right. Hashtag Team Rob.
So I'm glad Crazy Fast 11 is alive and well. And he's in the CC a lot, which is good.
He is.
If anybody else wants to join the CC, we got a good average 6-7 people in there a day, I would say.
Yeah. It gets active.
Yeah. So if you want to join, it's a good place. Come hang out with us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you guys just have any questions, I never mind. Rob and I never mind answering them. I guess I'm learning slowly that Rob and I are more experienced than the average Joe Schmo. So people like asking us questions, and we like answering them.
I always like answering questions. Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah.
You want to read this next one, man? I think you should.
Right. So I have a fanboy. This is how I've been putting it, and I don't know.
I think he's a secret Rob fanboy. I'm just saying.
I don't think so. I think, well, maybe for both. He
starts it out with Rob and Potato.
Yeah, it's true. Rob and Potato, and then he uses an expression that I am familiar with, but I'm not too familiar with. It's uwu, U-W-U, which is like an anime thing.
With asterisks on each side.
With asterisks on the side. I guess that's like a blushing thing. Like your face is blushing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But we're calling him out a little bit. You gotta...
Go ahead. Keep reading.
All right. So he says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. I have tried to get into other OSRS podcasts before, and it wasn't for me. I've listened to every single episode of yours, and it makes the morning and afternoon commutes a lot better. Are you excited for the combat achievements update? I am very much. LT, uwu. Sorry guys, just reading what he says. LT uwu, when are you going to ditch your nacho cheese cape? Which leads me to believe that maybe he saw me in game with my fire cape. Interesting. You have a T-bow and you're a gamer. That's what you think, sir. So you should send some infernos. Also, I also don't like Rob as much because he is a PKer now. JK, I love you, Rob. All the best. And
And
then
he signed his name.
he signed his name as LT Potato is my little PogChamp uwu.
Dude, I love when we get these types of emails.
Yeah, it brings a smile to my face. I literally, this is going to sound really lame, but I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I have a fanboy.
Oh, man.
So I don't mean to, we're definitely not poking fun at you, sir, but thank you for I don't know what to call him.
Call him LT Potatoes, my little PogChamp uwu.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. We got to shorten that down. I have like a little hunch of who it might be, but I don't know. It could just be a random person.
Hey, man. Maybe he likes you. He likes your voice. Maybe it's soothing.
Soothing voice. Sure.
So let's jump into the poll. Poll 74.
Yep. Let's do it.
We got some collection log improvements and other game changes and improvements, and we won't go into every single line of every single poll just because it's going to take a long time. And it's not super, it's not super game breaking, I guess. Poll 74.
Right. So I like to give people an idea of what the hell's going on. So.
Right.
Okay. So today, I'm always throwing out the dates. Today is Friday the 22nd. This podcast will be published on Saturday the 23rd. This poll went live yesterday, the 21st of January. And how long are polls usually live for? Like 2 weeks?
I think a little less.
Week and a half?
Days.
Let's say, all right, you boys and girls have until, let's say, approximately the 31st of Jan or the 1st of Feb.
So like the next podcast.
Yeah.
Next week.
By episode 23, make sure you vote. But this is all quality of life stuff. And like Rob said, we're not going to go nitty gritty line by line. It's all quality of life stuff, and it ranges from making the collection log more appealing to use. If you have the mole pet,
so there's gonna be like
transmog
pet
for
recolor.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pet recolor, collection log improvements. I think makes it a little smoother, easy to use. What else here? Basically, pretty much a lot of collection log items on there to vote on. That transmog for the mole pet. We've got some jars.
Jar of smoke from Thermi and a jar of spirits from Corp, both of which will be, the jar of spirits from Corp is a 1 in 1,000, and then the jar of smoke is a 1 in 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel like most of these questions, like most poll questions from these like standard polls, are going to be yes. Not to assume what the community is going to vote for, but this is all non-threatening, non-harmful stuff, quality of life, so I can just see all the stuff passing.
And the reason why we're saying that is because we're going to get into the threatening, harmful stuff. Maybe.
We're getting it. That's a whole thing. I couldn't sleep last night, just a disclaimer.
We also have like the birdhouses, so whenever you do like your birdhouse runs, you have a chance of actually getting like bird egg nests now, or you will be once this passes, hopefully, if it does. Blood Fury going from 10k charges to 30k charges based on how many blood shards you put in there.
Sorry to cut you off. This one I skipped because, quite frankly, who gives a shit, right? I have a Blood Fury. It's got 10k charges. I can right-click, check how many charges it is. Did they really need... I mean, was it necessary? Hey, I can stick another blood shard in here. Now it's 20k charges. Now it's 30k charges. It's kind of like the upgraded Trident of the Swamp. You can upgrade your Trident, and now we can have up to 20k. Mm-hmm. It's cool, but like...
Yeah.
Do we need it?
No.
Anyways. Oh, and to backtrack even more, about the bird nests, it made me think about our small argument about the evil chicken outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be
easier to get it.
It would be a little bit easier to get this evil chicken outfit. The black one, right? It's black.
Black chicken outfit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or evil chicken outfit.
Evil chicken outfit, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I try to do a couple birdhouse runs every day. And it's good. It's good crafting XP. It gets you some seeds here and there. So it makes sense. Why wouldn't there be a bird nest in the birdhouse?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. There was one question that was only available to... Can you explain how they did this? I didn't know this, but
Yeah.
it's only available to PKers, basically.
Yeah, super cool. So I want to say it was 2 modcasts ago when they were kind of doing like a Q&A somewhat based on this Poll 74. They were like, hey, we're going to propose this question about the Vesta's longsword. And mind you, they've proposed this Vesta longsword question in the past, and I think it failed because it included everybody. Everyone could vote for it. But they made it to where you had to have gained a PK in a PvP world in the past month. Yeah. But at the time of them telling us this, it was cut off. So like you couldn't just that day go and get a PK kill to be allowed to spite vote. Right. They somehow logged you in the system as you partook in PKing. So like you, Rob, for
Yeah, I got to vote on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and for me, it was automatic skip question.
Yeah. So basically, it was should it be possible to use Vesta's longsword in combat against other players in PvP worlds? It'll lose all bonuses against NPCs. So, yeah, I mean, right now, basically they have it right now, so you can still get it at the LMS reward shop, the Vesta's longsword, but it's useless because there's no bounty hunter worlds, and that's the only worlds you can use it on. So they're trying to implement it somehow in a PvP world, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't know. I did yes, but to my understanding, the Vesta's longsword, you have to buy it from the LMS reward shop, which is expensive, and then you have to charge it with 50 mil cash. And to my knowledge, if you die, you lose the 50 mil unless it's protected, I'm assuming. But that's crazy. That's expensive. Like, that's...
Yeah, I'm not... If that's the case, very niche. Who the hell's going to use it? Like Otoblock?
Yeah.
High-risk people. Let me ask you this, Rob. Do you ever go into PvP worlds, or do you only stick to regular worlds, but you go to the wilderness?
I actually normally only stick to PvP worlds, so I don't do a lot of deep world PKing a lot. So
okay, I'm just curious. I have no dog in the fight either way.
Yeah,
but this is only useful in PvP worlds.
Yeah.
So a very small percentage of listeners and players altogether.
Right. I'm excited to see how many votes there was on that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious as well. We'll see. We'll see when the results show.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? We got some Nightmare of Ashihama stuff. They're rebalancing with like the parasites, depending on how much damage you do. It's been a random number that gets rolled, and now it's going to be more consistent, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Soul Wars?
Yep, Soul Wars. They are introducing blighted items. So just like how LMS, you can purchase blighted things, now you can buy them from the Soul Wars shop. I like it because they're both PvP-esque content, so it's fitting. And they even have a question where it's like, hey, you know those like blighted sacks you can buy?
Yeah.
Like it's like a sack of like the Spell Entangle or Ice Barrage, I think is in this this one inventory space. So they're asking if you should be allowed to use that in the Soul Wars minigame, which I said yes to personally.
Absolutely, it'll allow Iron Men to be able to barrage and be able to secure wins in Soul Wars without actually having to use like a shit ton of runes. So,
but then you're spending your points on those things, which is not.
Yeah.
It is what it is. All right, so I found this one really interesting. This is Soul Wars as it currently stands. You enter the portal, you play the minigame, but they want to introduce interactive things, if you will, onto the island. A dungeon with random NPCs. Konar can assign them as a Slayer task. Rocks you can mine, and a rune rock, from what I understand. Some trees you can chop. Skilling content.
Right. So the minigame's on an island, and they want to create, an actual island that you can do stuff on, as opposed to it just being, for example, the army demon event. You get teleported and you have to do some jumping jacks and stuff. Like, you can't find that place anywhere. So they want to kind of make it so like it's an area that you can explore, you can have tasks on, you can mine, you can wood chop, whatever you want to do on that kind of like fossil island, maybe something like that. So
let me ask you this, Rob. Do you know what part of Gillinor Soul Wars is like officially a part of?
No.
Let's say Soul Wars is a part of Asgarnia. This is going to nerf a Asgarnia locked Iron Man. Or not, well, that's technically buffing it, but what about the people who already played?
Yeah.
I'm mostly joking, but...
Well, those two people will have to suck it up.
Yeah.
They can vote no.
They can vote no. That's funny. I think there's going to be two camps here. One camp is going to say, this is dumb, waste dev time, Soul Wars is dead, blah, blah, blah. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's a harmless task, and let's just assume that a whole different team is working on this, and it's not going to impact the creation of other content. So,
right.
But there's buildable amenities, kind of like, you know, in how on Fossil Island you can like build those camp thingies.
Yeah, you can finish the camp.
Little stove. Yeah, I finished the camp. That's kind of...
Yeah, I think that sounds cool.
It's not bad. Not bad. Did we miss anything? All right, Soul Wars. We got the Nightmare, Vesta's Longsword. Oh, demon classification. They're really they're really honing in on what is classified as a demon. So for those who don't know, imps, bloodvelts, ice fiends, water fiends, pyro fiends, pyrolords are all classified as demons. And after this this thing passes, which I think it will, you can use an arc light on them.
Yeah, or silverlight, or darklight.
Or silverlight, or darklight. That is correct.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I voted yes. I think that's a good idea.
Pretty cool.
Are you ready to dive into what I think is not a good idea?
Before we do that, before we give ourselves a heart attack, I just want to talk 2 seconds about the actual weekly update. So,
yes,
there's 10. And the first one that I noticed was by the Catherby herb patch, just like little old me doing my little herb run. And I noticed, lo and behold, there's a wheat field that just randomly spawned. So there are 10 wheat fields. There are 10 small wheat fields across Gielinor that were added this past Wednesday. There may be a crop circle that spawns on this wheat field. If you were to enter this crop circle, you will be in Puro Puro. And for the next 30 minutes, you will have what's called Farmer's Affinity, which is a fancy schmancy way of saying you're a strong...
You can push through those wheat barriers a lot quicker.
Yeah, you're like the Incredible Hulk.
Hopping over them.
So I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. If I do happen to see a crop circle, I'll probably enter, and I'll probably spend the next half hour in Puro Puro, because why not? I'm more of a casual player these days anyway. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And you can now store your jars, and you can actually buy jars now, which is interesting. You can buy an Impling jar for 2,000 GP each.
Well, that was a big problem with Iron Man, is you get an Impling jar. I think you get one right when you start off or something. And
exactly.
If you lose it or drop it or sell it or something, you have to like make one from scratch, which is a pain.
Yeah. I remember, dude, early game Iron Man, I think you have to use like something called anchovy paste to make an Impling jar.
Yeah, it's crazy how
you got to go to the chemist in Remington. You got to use some doohickey.
Bunsen burner or something.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So now you can buy Impling jars. So I thought, do I need to do this like a daily purchase? Because you have there's
10 per day.
There's a limit of 10 that you can buy a day. I feel like this might
each.
They're two. So you're spending 20,000 GP a day.
But you could literally just go to your Lunar Spellbook and do the Hunter kit and get Impling jars that way.
You can. What if it's like a lower level cheaper. Iron Man?
Yeah.
Who's going for Ranger boots, who doesn't have the magic level to cast that lunar spell?
Well, I mean, you can always just get one and then catch a baby Impling and trade it in for 3, etc.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And repeat.
Right.
That's what I did. But it's for the Iron Men that accidentally drop it and they don't want to have to make them get that anchovy paste and make a new jar, I think.
Agreed. So,
but I think it's a really good idea.
Yep,
for sure.
That happened. There's some Barb Assault quality of life stuff. You know, if you guys, for those of you who've done Barb Assault, which, fighter torso is kind of important, right?
A lot of people have done it, yeah, just for that.
Yep. So it is now less clunky because if you've played the damn thing, sometimes it's really annoying when you're like trying to do a call, but at the same time you're interacting with the hopper and the thing that shoots the eggs.
The eggs.
So
All right.
they made it less clunky.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, just a lot of good Barbarian Assaults because that minigame was created such a long time ago. So they finally smoothed some things out with that as there as well. I mean, fake XP drops, you know what you're going to hit. Eggs are now colorblind friendly, which is cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Defender machine actually gives the defender a hammer instead of him having to run up and pick it up. So that's a little easier.
That's going to change some metas, dude.
Yeah.
It has to. If you've ever done the defender role, you got to run, get the hammer, get the logs. So maybe it'll save you 2 game ticks.
The call flashes. So if the call's crackers, then it'll flash. So the people that aren't paying attention, which it's inevitable to have people like that on your team,
yeah,
they will know to call better. So
yeah.
And then some soul word changes, huh?
Yeah, there's two doors now to Soul Wars, one for clans and one for everybody else. And you step through it and then it automatically assigns you to team whatever, Zami or Sarah, if that's how you want to break it down. Rob, I just got a beekeeper event in the game. I love this. I love the outfit. It's the best. Hold on. Pause, champ. We're pausing.
Oh my god.
Hold on, guys.
I predict 4 flags.
Don't pray for flax. If I get flax, Rob, I'm ending the recording. Oh my god, I got flax. Bro.
How many?
How many? Like it matters. 17. Man.
17-4. Not a big difference.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry about that, brother.
I'll live. All right. What's are we moving on to the thing that kept me up last night?
Not yet. So Soul Wars, like you said, some things changed. That basically now you step in one portal, it assigns you to the team, so you can't actually choose if you want blue or red. That's gonna destroy a lot of metas when it comes to clans that formed that would all pile in red and they're all maxed mains and they would just absolutely destroy blue, for example. And you'd get your win, which is 20% more zeal, which is like the actual Soul Wars reward. 20% more zeal for every win. So if you stuck with that clan, you would, gain a lot more per hour. This is random now, so
it's more fair.
I think it's gonna be more fair.
Yeah, people were doing it to like legit pet boost and all this stuff. I mean, people take this pet hunting very seriously.
Yeah.
Very, very seriously. Because the rewards weren't that crazy. I think people just I think it's just those niche pet hunters who...
Right. And combat level is used to keep the two teams approximately even, which is cool.
Oh, true that. Yeah. So now they're going to use the average of... Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Is it time?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm pissed. Let's just say I'm pissed. I'm angry. I'm upset. Everybody knows that I have a pure. I've said it for the past 4
Wait, you have a fucking pure?
Shut up. I have a pure, a 75 attack pure. So, I was, getting off work the other day. I look through my phone, see my text messages. LT sends me a text of a picture, basically saying that the rapier, they're gonna make it 80 attack to wield instead of 75.
Wah.
I've spent so long getting 75 attack. And
come on.
That,
like it takes that long to get 75 in a skill.
Well, the problem is, dude, I'm a pure, so I'm trying to keep my combat levels low, and having to get another 5 attack levels is huge. And that makes it so much more difficult. Not even that, though. Let's say why this is happening, right? So what is this poll? What is this blog? I mean, I guess it's the equipment rebalancing. Something that we both known. A lot of people have known for years. Power creep, right? It's slowly but surely getting strong. Everything's getting stronger and stronger. The bosses are getting easier and easier as our gear gets better.
Mm-hmm.
So we only had Dragon Boots, for example. Eventually they released Cerberus. We got Primordial Boots. That's a boost to the boots without any of the monsters getting any boosts. So that makes them all easier to kill. Basically, it's the power creep, as in soon, if this keeps happening on this trajectory that we have, everything from bosses to everything is just going to get so easy to kill, and it's not going to be fun anymore. I think that's what they're trying to avoid. Is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah, they're hoping to avoid certain issues. And with future content being released, it's like, for example, we'll use Raids 3 as an example, as something that we're hoping to see maybe at the end of this year. I don't know. The gear from Raids 3 should naturally be hella strong. But if it's like hella strong, aka stronger than what's currently the best in that tier. Like if it's range armor, it should be better than Armadillo, but it could be too good. It's all very, I don't know, it's all very intricate.
You know what I think this is?
Yeah. They
can't figure out Raids 3 rewards.
Yeah, and people are I don't know. I don't think it's that case. I would hope that the team knows what the hell they want Raids 3 to be, and an idea of what they want their rewards to be.
Dude, I bet next, couple months from now, Raids 3, they're going to be talking about it. Blog's going to come out. Guess what the new drop is? It's a shard you can attach to your blowpipe that makes it how it used to be.
You're looking at too many memes. I'm with you. Okay, listen. I think it's very important to take a step back for the both of us, Rob, and try to play devil's advocate, not to sound like, I don't know, politically neutral here, but because I went through Reddit last night for 2 hours. I crawled into bed last night at 1 a.m. I did not fall asleep I didn't put my phone down until 3. So for 2 hours, I did my due diligence. I went through all the Reddit. And I've come to realize that you've got very different people complaining.
Right.
You've got
I understand
the noobs who are... They're just not there yet level wise. They're literally doing their best every single damn day just to be able to afford a blowpipe. Like they're literally playing to have this, oh my god, they want a blowpipe. And then you have the people who have twisted bows. And everyone has a problem with these nerfs. So do you kind of want to break this down into like what they're proposing?
Yeah. So let's start with the Shed No Tears part of the blog. This is what I have a problem with, even if I look at it from a subjective view, I think, is the rapier. They want to make the rapier, the Grazi rapier, the blade of Saildor, the salad blade, and the Inquisitor's mace from 75 attack, which is a requirement now to wield it, to 80.
Okay.
The problem I have with this is each item... Inquisitor's mace especially is, 900 mil? 800 mil?
No, the mace is maybe 500 mil. I'm ballparking it.
Now?
It went down a good chunk.
Regardless.
Don't kill me if I'm wrong.
You have that. The Blade of Saildor is like 140 mil. The Grazi Rapier is like 148 mil. By the time you have that much money, first of all, your attack's way above 75. It's way above 80.
Yes.
I don't think that should play into that. The people who have a rapier, the only people that have it that aren't 80 attack are pures that are 75 attack pures. So this only hurts pures. It doesn't help anybody else, in my opinion.
I completely agree. The mofos out there who have the cash to afford these things, or the Iron Men who are at the point in their gameplay where they're grinding for these things, we are way above 70, 80.
If an Iron Man has any of these 99 attack, usually
you're not going for a blade unless you have 95 base.
Right. I mean,
you're not doing TOB unless you have,
And then you have, like, let's say the Trident of the Swamp. Currently 75 magic. They're proposing it to be 78. I don't mind that. 75 is for the actual Trident.
It begs the question: why are they upping it by 3 levels, 3 measly levels?
It doesn't really make sense, but I have no idea. The Sanguine Esty staff, they hit 75 requirement currently. They want to propose to say 82. I could see 80. You have the Trident of the Swamp 75, maybe the Sanguine Esty 80. I could see that, but I mean,
They want 82 proposed for Sangstaff, and they want to take the Kodai from 75 to 80. Again, aside from the Trident, the Sang and the Kodai, super expensive. You should have 90 plus magic by the time you're putting this damn thing on and actively using it. Most people.
Right.
But there is the occasional pure. I think I just saw one in the bank a little while ago. Full Elder robes. Isn't that what you wear, Rob? On your pure? You got your Elder.
Amazing. Yeah.
And you might have a Kodai if you're a rich boy.
Yeah.
So now you need 70 or 80 magic.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they want to make the Scythe, which hurts my heart, but I could see how this could. I'm trying not to be biased, right? I mean, 75 attack pure with a Scythe at TOB is great because I can actually help out the team a lot.
Right.
But they want to propose it to 85. I could see where the Scythe kind of outclasses the Rapier and stuff. And
the Scythe will be your best in slot melee weapon for 99% of encounters in this game, right? I mean,
Cerberus, Bandos.
It is quite literally your best in slot everywhere. As long as the monster is large in size. If it's not large in size, it might be better to use something else.
Right. But basically they just want to up these requirements, which I do not agree with. I don't like it. I think it's pointless, to be honest.
Are they upping? Because this to me is just a small piece of the puzzle of what they're proposing in this equipment rebalance.
Right. And
are they trying to set this up for other weapons? Or are they just trying to say, hey, we made a mistake at the beginning making a mace 75 attack. It should have been 80. Like, sorry, let's just make it 80.
Potentially. I'm not sure. But yeah, it makes it very difficult for pures and specific account builds when people that have these that aren't those specific account builds are way above 75 attack, way above 80. But
all right, let me try to play devil's advocate here. I'm not quite saying screw your pure, deal with it. But, Rob, you, along with every other pure, will now be in the same boat. So now collectively, you and every pure will now have to raise your attack levels up if you want to equip certain things.
We won't, though, because nobody PKs with a rapier.
You're right.
Nobody PKs with that. We only PK with an AGS, which is still going to be 75.
You're right. This doesn't affect your PKing. This only affects your PVMing.
This doesn't affect PKing at all. So if I want to PVM on my pure, which I want to do, I have to get 80 now, which is going to affect my PvP.
So what you're saying is this is not helping bridge the gap between PVMers and PK. No, seriously though, because you're a good example of, hey, like, fuck, I'll roll with the boys in the Wildy, but I'm also gonna roll with the boys in Chambers or TOB. I like doing both.
Yeah,
it would have been nice, as as lame as it would have been cool to see you with us in Theater of Blood with a fucking scythe.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I've never tobbed with a pure.
Yeah,
that would have been cool. Not anymore.
Yeah, I actually went to TOB yesterday.
Did you?
On the pure.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get a KC, but we got to per 3 Verzik, and the other two died, and I sat there by myself.
Oh, okay.
And then died because I was like, "There's no way I can solo this."
Did you go to World 416?
No, I had 2 friends.
Okay.
It took me.
For those of you who've never tobbed before, World 416 is it's a dedicated world for like just random people finding each other to do Theater of Blood with. However, there's a major downside in that it is a terrible time. There's no communication. You almost always plank and the whole team fails and you got to pay 100K to get your stuff back.
Yeah. It's a good way to lose money, but it's a good way to learn like the first room.
Correct.
The second room.
Yeah, it's a way to learn the rooms and just get exposed to, top end PVM.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
let's talk about the nerfing the nerfable. This I don't mind.
I don't understand the Nate is not face guard nerf at all.
There's one I don't like, but I don't either. It doesn't do anything. They want to nerf it from 6 melee strength to 5 melee strength, just 1. I don't think it'll even change anybody's max hits. I don't think it'll do much at all. I mean,
let me take a stab at this one. The face guard came out last summer with Fremenic Exile's quest. It's a master level quest. It that day replaced the Serp helm as the best in slot melee by giving it 1 strength bonus. One strength bonus doesn't normally equal a max hit, but it can be a max hit with certain gear builds.
Right.
For those, every +4 strength bonus you gain a max hit. So like if you're sitting at 100 strength bonus,
I think that's only at 99 strength, but yes.
Okay.
Typically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, fair enough. So to a lot of people, it didn't make much sense for this Basilisk Jaw to be the best in slot because it comes from a low-level Slayer monster, which they did buff those Basilisk Knights. I will say they're fucking annoying to kill. I've never killed them in their new state, but I killed them pre-buff, and they were still annoying. So, and it rubs people the wrong way that this face guard was better than a Serp Helm. So now they'll be even, which the Serp Helm will now be better than a face guard because it has the ability to venom your opponent.
And the ability to not get venomed, I think, which is the biggest part.
Ooh, correct. So you won't get venomed. You venom people. I think it's like 100% venom chance when wearing the Serp Helm.
It's only 100% if you're wearing a Serp Helm with a blowpipe or a Serp Helm with a toxic staff.
Oh,
so you have to have two combined.
You got to have both.
It's 50.
Yeah, right. Otherwise it's not totally guaranteed, but still solid chance. Right. At the use of scales. So.
Right.
Yeah. That one's meh.
I don't mind it. I mean, I would vote yes to this. That's fine.
Vote. There's no vote.
I would, hypothetically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we even mention that?
Well, I feel like the fact that we said, we're pissed off, this is not getting voted, guys.
Yeah, this is an integrity change, I guess.
Yeah, but integrity change almost sounds like...
lazy we just don't want you to vote no on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through everything, and then we can kind of give our
Twisted Bow nerf, guys. Not that much of a nerf, but...
Yeah. Could you imagine if they actually nerfed the T-Bow? I'd be so pissed. If they were nerfing the T-Bow.
For some reason, Twisted Bow had a +4 prayer bonus. They're taking that away. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're also trying to make it... Right now, you have to have a 75 range to wield it. They want to make it 85. Yeah. I can see that.
That's a bold move. Yeah, that's kind of a big difference, man. That's like the Scythe, isn't it? 75 to 85 attack?
Yeah, but I could see that. I mean, 85 totally. For the best range weapon.
Totally. Twisted Bow is such a strong weapon.
Now, that's if Twisted Bow, but this is what kind of grinds my gears.
Mm-hmm.
The black Dragonhide armor.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're like going to make it absolutely shit.
All right, let me ask you this, Rob. You're Jagex. Why do you want to nerf? Why do you want to make Black D'hide less of what it is?
Because it's cheap, and it's very good defensive stats to melee and to magic.
So I'm a PVMer in the wilderness. I'm killing Callisto, and you're out to kill me. I have D'hide on, Black D'hide. Not only is it tanky against your melee attacks, respectively. It's not that tanky, but it's tanky enough. But it's also good against magic, against your magic spells. And it cost me nothing.
Yeah.
It literally cost me nothing to have on, and I can lose it day in and day out, and I'm not going to be financially suffering.
I understand from that standpoint, but dude, this Black Dragonhide has been in the game and has had the same stats since like
20 years.
2003.
Yeah,
2002.
When did a Black Dragon get introduced to the game? Like 03? Yeah.
I don't know, but like you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand changing this. I think it's just against the old school vibe. Keep it the same. I mean, I don't know.
Come on. I'm more open to it because I'm not so thrown off by this. I'm pretty. I like the boldness that the J mods. I like the cojones on them to do this, and there's a whole discussion we can talk about how they are, and they mentioned they are ripping the Band-Aid. But there's also a part where the nerfs they're proposing may not be as drastic. And by the way, guys, if you actually look at the blog, they break it down by numbers. We're looking at actual screenshots right now of like, currently Black D'hide has 30 range defense. 30 range attack and 55 range defense. They want to reduce the range defense, for example, and it goes line by line, stab, slash, crush, magic, and range defense, and all that fun stuff.
And I think what they really want to do, I don't think they mind really the mage defense or the range, even though those are getting nerfed a bit. But they really don't want it to be melee-based defense, which I understand. Right now, Black Dragonhide Body, for example, has 47 slash defense.
That's a lot.
They want to nerf that to 35.
Yeah, but dude, doesn't the
it.
triangle state that as a melee fucker, sorry, I'm cursing, but as a melee dude, I should be kicking the crap out of the range dude.
Yeah.
The range dude should be kicking the crap out of the mage dude. The mage dude, the melee dude.
I could see it. Just don't nerf the magic defense on all these. I don't understand that.
Let's look at the magic defense from 50. Oh, it is lower, isn't it?
50 to 45 on the body, from 28 to 23 on the chaps. Not a huge difference, but
that's still 10 magic defense that I'm getting less when running away from a PKer.
It matters big time.
It does matter. It's going to matter to everybody, to most people who enter the wilderness. Whenever I go to the wold, even to do a clue step, I put on Black D'hide. So,
yeah, and also let's move on to your next baby.
Yeah,
Mr. Dins.
The Din's Bulwark. The Din's Bulwark, I'm just going to read it verbatim. The Din's Bulwark has an incredibly high defense bonus with 0 negative bonuses to offset them, completely going against the combat triangle. While it has some use in PvM, these are very limited. The main issue is the shield within PvP. So, when the Din's Bulwark first came out, it actually provided you defense against hella defense against range attacks and magic attacks. Sometime last year, sometime in 2020, they made it to where it would provide you with no magic defense. Which, cool, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now
it's a shield. It's a shield, man. It shouldn't protect against magic.
Correct. It's a shield. But let's get even more specific. What kind of shield is it? Because I don't know the friggin' lore.
It's like the eye. It's like an eye of
the Eye of Din. It's like the Wintertodt Gate. I don't even know if it's supposed to have magic components to it.
Yeah.
But either way, they want to make it, and I do agree with this, even though I do have one and I am a little upset. They want to give it negative magic defense because take a Rune Kite Shield, for example. Doesn't that have negative magic defense?
I think so.
Any sort of metal shield should be like, oh, cool, great against melee and range attacks, not so good against magic attacks.
Yeah.
Like as in negative magic. I think the issue that comes into play here is that this Din's Bulwark comes from endgame content. It comes from Chambers of Xeric, so it's like maybe this shield is like supposed to be super duper. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it correctly enforces the combat triangle, as they say. Correctly enforces the combat triangle.
It does correctly enforce the combat triangle. Are you... You're PKing. Most PKers who come across a PVMer who has a Din's Bulwark, they're pretty pissed off, right?
I'm a low level. I'm like a mid level. So I don't even come across PKers that have Din's Bulwark. But if I did, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed. I mean, I would just try to mage him all the time. Maybe get an AGS off. See if I get him. Honestly,
that's how I've died with a Din's Bulwark, is the dudes who, they don't even melee or range. They just kind of mage the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I might think they're going to range. I might swap to protect from range. They might get me with magic a couple times and things like that. So,
all right, let's move on to the
big one. Yeah, the biggest one.
Probably the biggest one. Yeah. Toxic Blowpipe requires 75 range to wield, and it is probably the best weapon in the game, I would say, for range, besides its Twisted Bow on certain monsters.
I have heard
the attack speed is super fast.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to nerf it.
They want to nerf it pretty hard, about 30, but anywhere from
half
15. So it says half, but I think I got a picture somewhere and I post to my Discord, but against low level monsters, against low defense monsters, the blowpipe after this crazy sounding nerf will still be good. Dare I say, a great option versus other options. They want to make it so that this blowpipe is no longer OP against high defense monsters, thus bringing weapons like Armadyl Crossbow, Crystal Bow, Dragon Crossbow, Dragon Hunter Crossbow into the play against higher level, higher defense mobs.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like, on this blog, they're proposing right now it has 60 attack, range attack.
Yep.
They want to drop it down to 30.
To 30.
That's half.
That is half.
It has 40 range strength bonus. Drop it down to 25. That's huge.
It's a huge decrease. I forget who I was listening to yesterday, because a lot of streamers were obviously asked about what their thoughts were, and they explained. Some guy was like, in 2015, when Zulrah was being released, mind you, this is 6 years ago, there was a proposal. This boss will drop a fang that you can craft into a blowpipe. And Wooks at the time ran the numbers and was like, oh, this is going to be really good. I can just imagine him running the numbers in his crazy way, and I can just imagine freaking Wooks' face saying, oh, this is going to be OP.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the blowpipe has been OP. And I don't mean like we're just throwing the word around OP, like literally overpowered.
But so there's some negatives to the blowpipe, though. First of all, scales are expensive.
Sure.
And it requires scales, and it uses a lot of scales.
Sure.
Second of all, darts are expensive. Rune darts are what, 3K a piece?
No. I mean 3K a piece. That's dragon darts.
So they're 1K a piece.
Sure. Hold on.
They're expensive.
A rune dart is 940 a pop. Okay.
Yeah. So they're very expensive to use. So like the upkeep is expensive, right? You're paying for being able to use the best weapon in the game for range, pretty much.
It is, and I think this is where we kind of break it down into two sectors. You've got the rich boys who've got a lot of money. They are into chambers, theater of blood. They don't give a shit about the price of a dart. They will pay for dragon darts, and they will gladly pay for dragon darts because they're all about DPS. And then you've got the dudes who they just got their blowpipe and they're like 70 Slayer and they can barely afford this blowpipe, and they're like, oh great, I'm happy to have the best weapon in the game, but
they're buying mithril darts, and that's fine, it works, but
right. Yeah. I think it goes without saying that if I had to pick one weapon, if I was a normie and I had to pick one weapon to be my main hand forever and ever, I would do blowpipe with dragon darts. As it currently stands, it is on par with a twisted bow for a lot of content. There's a few places where a T-bow outclasses it, where the magic level is high on some mobs, but
right. But I would say the majority of people using the blowpipe are not using dragon darts. First of all,
are not.
They're not.
Yeah, correct.
No.
They're not. Yeah, I agree.
They're using rune darts, adamant darts. Probably rune darts for most normies. Adamant darts for all Ironmen, or most Ironmen, I would say.
Yep.
So, basically, we'll see how this goes, and keep in mind as well that they're going to release another blog next week with more thoughts and, them collecting all of our feedback and hate mail and all of that on these rebalancing, this equipment rebalancing blog. So things will change a little bit. We're going to see how it goes.
I'm looking forward to things changing. There's like I've heard this on Reddit, and it's funny, as a business, I graduated with a degree in finance and went to business school, but people are saying there's a business tactic that I'm not aware about. It's like you introduce like the worst outcome basically, and then when they're like, oh hey, we're nerf it, but not by that much. Oh hey, it's great, thanks, we appreciate you, man. So
yeah,
I just forget the name of it, but I think the blowpipe won't be nerfed as bad as what the numbers are showing right now.
Right. Yeah, so that's the blowpipe. And pretty much everything else I agree with, which we're going to get into. But
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
sad to say, but I agree with most of these changes, including the blowpipe, including the DINs. Not
Don't
for
even
your
say
pure
it.
stuff. Your pure stuff is kind of sucky. Just because there's so few pures in the game, and it doesn't really matter. But
Doesn't.
yeah, you made a good point. By the time most people,
Have 150 mil?
yeah, they're not rocking like 70s and 60s stats unless they're buying their GP, which people do buy GP. So
Yeah. But yeah, so they're gonna buff the Dragon Bone necklace, the Dragon and the Bone Crusher necklace.
I like that.
They're gonna give it some attacks, stats, make it not super bad, which was just 0 attack, 0 defense stats for both. They're proposing 10 attack across the board and 2 defense across the board. So nothing crazy, but it's something.
Yeah, for those of you who, like me, I'm on the cheaper side when it comes to my supply usage. I love to do Slayer and Proselyte. You know, you put on Proselyte, you can pray. It's minimal prayer potion usage. I utilize my POH altar, the Artie Cloak altar as much as possible. The Dragon Bone necklace is never really used, but I feel like if you give it some attack bonuses, and it's got 12 prayer bonus, which is disgusting. Like, that's a lot of freaking prayer.
Yeah.
That's a stupid amount. So I have a Dragon Bone necklace. I currently use it whenever, let's say I'm killing... It's wherever you use a Bone Crusher, basically.
Yeah. So in Catacombs, maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you put the Dragon Bone necklace on, you currently have to have it on for like 9 whole seconds. And then let's say you kill an Iron Dragon in the Catacombs, it'll give you the prayer points back. There's some formula of like, it's as if you buried those those Dragon Bones, so it gives you prayer points back and the prayer experience.
Well, I mean, that actually, you can just do that with Bone Crusher in the Catacombs, actually.
Right.
So you don't actually need the Dragon Bone.
Okay.
Dragon Bone necklace probably won't be good in the Catacombs, but everywhere else.
Fair enough. I guess the necklace itself just gives you the prayer bonus.
Right.
So you're draining less, yeah. So they're giving it offensive stats now, which is cool, and they're getting rid of that delay.
Right, and they're also going to reduce the prayer requirement from 80, which it currently is, to 70, which would be pretty big. So not a lot of people have 70 prayer because of piety. Not a lot of people have 80 prayer, so that'll be good.
Yeah, it's also dirt cheap, so people will probably be buying this.
I think they're going up a lot, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just got one from Vorcat the other day. I think they're like 50K, so...
No, I think now they're like 400K.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Well, sorry, boys.
Crystal armor and crystal bow changes. Buffs for those two.
Yep.
So they're trying to basically, even after the toxic blowpipe changes, crystal armor and the crystal bow are still pretty underwhelming. So they are going to buff it so it'll increase the damage bonus with a crystal bow when you're wearing a full set of crystal armor from 15%, which it currently is, to 20%. So a nice little 5% damage boost.
I like that. Even though it's a very conservative increase, I have heard that crystal bow with full crystal armor currently, as it currently stands against Zulrah, is on par with a T-bow.
No, it's going to be like actually better. Because, I mean, I'm assuming, so it used to be, it is currently a 15% damage boost and a 30% accuracy boost.
Yeah, it's a lot of accuracy.
So I'm assuming it's going to be a 20% damage boost once they buff this and a 40% accuracy boost, maybe. Just based on...
No, because they would only like to increase the damage bonus for crystal armor. So yeah, it's a very, very small change. But like... So when playing leagues, anyone who took Tyranwin, they got the full crystal armor, and it was noted like if you're fighting something that has higher defense and you want to use range, you put on your full crystal armor with the crystal bow. If something has low defense, you use the toxic blowpipe.
Right.
And that's the point. That's the point of them nerfing the blowpipe is the blowpipe will still be really freaking good against things that have low defense. But things with higher range defense, ACB, Crystal Bow, those are now, they actually have an application now. And this is a step in the right direction. Crystal Armor, I'm pretty sure the only place you wear it right now is against Hydra. And the only reason you use it against
Right.
Hydra is because it's identical to
Prayer.
Blessed D'hide, but it has a bit more prayer, and you're constantly praying at Hydra. That's it.
Yeah.
So, if they...
All right, let's get into some of the cool stuff, like the Warhammers.
Yeah, they did. They're going to change some low-tier gear.
Which is cool. I like it. Warhammers, maces, spears, and hostas. Hostas? I don't know. Hostas? Hoste? Haste. Metal armor. So there's going to be some big differences between just like the Rune Full Helm and the Rune Med Helm. Normally it's just like Med Helm is a little bit less defense. Full Helm's a little bit better. But they're actually changing a lot of different things. A lot of different variables with those. Different with the Rune Plate Body and the Rune Chain Body, etc. So let's get into Dragon Warhammers.
Yep. Or all Warhammers.
All Warhammers, I'm sorry. They're slower and weaker than longswords. They always have been.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they're completely outclassed by battle axes, even though they share the same attack speed. So what they're proposing is, right now, in order to wield a dragon Warhammer, for example, you have to have 60 attack, and boom, you can wield it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're changing that requirement to equip it from attack levels to strength instead. So you can have 60 strength, 1 attack, and be able to equip a Dragon Warhammer and use it.
This will be good for pures.
That's huge. And I have a pure.
This is
That's
actually
1 attack.
up the right. Yeah, this is up the alley, up your alley.
Yeah, and I have 1 attack pure. He's like 68 strength right now or something.
So taking the Rune Warhammer, for example, they are upping the strength bonus from 48 to 62. That's
huge.
Significant. Now, mind you,
Right.
the attack speed is still 6 ticks, which is hella slow.
Right.
That's 2 ticks slower than like a whip,
It's an Elder Maul.
a decent. It's an Elder Maul,
speed.
yeah. It's an Elder Maul. It's a God Sword speed.
Right.
But that's a lot of strength bonus. And for a Rune Warhammer is free to play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's...
Now they are Dragon Warhammer. They're not going to increase the strength at all.
Yeah,
But-
the Dragon Warhammer is seeing no changes. It's just the fact that it'll now be 60 strength to wield.
Right. Which it already hits like super high anyway, so I don't think they should.
Yeah, the D
up the strength
Warhammer
bonus.
can hit like up to an 80. Well, maybe against Vorkath with a salve, but like 70s. It can for sure hit 70s.
Yeah, crazy.
It's very inaccurate. It's not the most accurate weapon out there. You probably have to wear like full Inquisitors for it to hit consistently. But dude, there was a guy who hit me with a D Warhammer in Soul Wars on day of release, and I'm like, I look down, I'm like, my freaking defense level is 70. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. Maces, spears, and hosta. These weapons have a similar bonus to their scimitar counterparts, but their lower attack speed makes them significantly worse. I'm going to get rid of the word significantly worse and replace it with obsolete. Maces, spears, and hostas are obsolete. So we like to propose the following for bronze to rune maces, spears, and hostas. Change the attack speed from 5 to 4 game ticks, matching that of scimitar. So now, my friends, an iron mace or a mithril spear or a dragon hosta will be 4 ticks, which is the same speed as a scimitar or a whip.
And I'm assuming the strength bonus will be similar and the actual attack bonus will be similar. I think what this kind of does is, which is really cool, is it makes people more aware of mobs' defense levels and what they're weak against.
1,000%.
So people will start, switching out the rune scimitar for a rune spear. You know what I mean? With certain monsters, and get different metas for different things, which I think sounds really cool. I don't know.
I love this. I don't know about you guys listening out there, but even if I've killed a monster before, I am still going out to the wiki just to double check to see if I have the right gear set up for it. Let's say Duradel assigns me a Slayer task to kill Ankus, Dust Devils, Calphite Queen. Like, I'm going out there and making sure that I'm bringing the best thing. I'm looking, first of all, what are they weak to? Stab, slash, crush. What's their defense level? Do I need to bring a defense lowering thing like a Bandos Gods or a Dragon Warhammer? And you begin to think like what's best to use in a certain situation. So
Now, what would you use with an Anku? Would you use a Slayer helmet?
An Anku who is weakest to nothing, meaning they have there's no preference towards, they're not weakest to like slash, stab, or crush. I'm using my best in slot DPS.
This is a knowledge question. So Slayer helm, torture.
Yes,
the whole shebang.
I'm nodding. The whole shebang. You're using your best DPS, right, which everyone should know what their highest DPS is in the game. It's usually melee, and it's usually a whip. Unless you have a best in slot weapon, rapier.
Can I tell you something that's going to blow your mind?
Go ahead.
That's not the best defense against Ankus.
Fuck you. What? Whoa.
Not the best attack against, or strength bonus attack.
What do you mean?
Salve amulet. They're undead.
Oh, wait a minute. They're undead like as of now, as of the update?
No, they've always been undead. And innate is not face guard or whatever.
You're joking.
Yep, on a Slayer task.
Oh, they're really undead. Oh.
Because it's 15% damage increase with a Slayer helm and 20% with a salve.
Dude,
boom.
Let me ask you this. Is there a way to track how many Angus you've killed?
Because I think it's in the Ring of Wealth.
Maybe. I swear I would have killed like 10,000 by now.
Yeah, dude.
How did you know this?
Because they're undead. I don't know.
That's crazy. I
always did it with the salve and the nade is not face guard. So yeah.
My God. Cool. Are they weak to venom? Or are they susceptible to venom?
I have no idea.
Because now you can replace the face guard with a Serp helm.
Venom. They only have like 50 HP anyway, so you just like 2-hit them.
You would 2-hit them, yeah. Venom kicks in, done, yeah. That's crazy, bro. They're actually, wow.
Try that next time.
Guys, whenever you get an Anku task, if Steve, Cheldar, whoever gives you an Anku task, no more Slayer helmet. You put on your salve.
It chants itself. Yep.
Gosh.
You go to town, man. You go to town.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Metal armor.
Yep. Metal armor.
Lighter armor, like chain bodies, med helms, square shields. They're completely outclassed by their counterparts, which is plate bodies, full helms, and kite shields. Everybody just, nobody wants to be a noob and walk around with a med helm on.
Correct.
They want to wear a full helm.
Uh-huh.
They're meant to be a more viable choice for those wanting additional defense without reducing your range accuracy. The heavy armor pieces, they provide too small of a bonus range attack. What is this? How is this worded?
Very strangely, these heavier armor pieces provide too small a bonus range attack negative to just... Oh, that's fucked. I used to be a writing lab instructor or tutor, and that is not jive well with me.
Using anything else and go against the combat. Yeah, basically it's this. So they're gonna make it so like a rune chain body. They want to make it so it doesn't have, I don't believe, any range attack, like negative range attack at all. So if you're a range tank, for example, you want to have a rune chain body and not a rune plate body. You want to have a rune med helm and not a rune full helm.
Right. If you are ranging, you want to have those things.
Right.
I'm just double checking. All right. Yeah, because like the full helm.
So the current stats right now, the rune med helm, it's -1 range attack. They want to make it 0 across the board. 0.
Right.
Rune square shield, it's -2 range attack. They want to make it 0. So if you're ranging, you might want to choose that rune square shield instead of the rune kite shield, because the rune kite shield is -4 range attack.
But it's not as tanky.
It's -3. Right.
It's not as tanky, but you're being given negative attack bonus if you choose the kite shield.
Right.
You're a PKer, right, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'd like to think so.
What? And you've mentioned some free-to-play setups. I remember as a young lad, I would use these rune square shields and kite shields and adamant kite shields, whatever. How do you think this is going to change the way free-to-play people PK? What do you think they're going to wear differently now?
I think it will change it because there are range tanks there. But the biggest thing I think it's going to do is it's going to help lower level players to understand stat differences in armor, I think. And it's going to allow them to see, I should be ranging in this. I should be doing melee in this, etc. And I think it's a good way for them to be able to learn all that, personally. I don't think it's going to change too much when it comes to PKing, but I don't know. Is it going to be the same for a Dragon Chain body? I don't know.
I agree. The D chain is so low. Isn't it like 100K right now?
It's just cheap.
Yeah,
it's cheap.
People were reminiscing on the Reddit when it was to be 25 mil.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So
That's actually it. That's everything. Metal armor, maces, hastas. I like the little stuff. So they've mentioned before the words equipment rebalance. I never thought about the higher level stuff. To me, equipment rebalance was always a reference to like warhammers and maces and spears and short swords, long swords. They just had no play, but they can't just change the newbie armor, we'll call it, the lower level stuff. They have to look at the high stuff too, and obviously the blowpipe takes center stage for this change, but everyone knew on day of release that it was OP. As a matter of fact, I think when they were introducing the blowpipe, they made a mistake and told people it was 3 ticks. And even when Wooks tested it as a 3-tick weapon, it was OP. So when at the end of the day, it became a 2-tick on rapid, it was like, what the hell is this thing? It's crazy. So when the blowpipe came out, there were no Dragon Darts, because, correct me if I'm wrong, the blowpipe came out in 15, and then Dragon Slayer 2 had not come out yet.
Yeah,
Dragon Darts didn't exist until Vorkath came out, right?
I think so.
Vorkath, Rune Dragons, things like that. So
it became even more powerful.
It became even more powerful, and it's almost funny because then the T-Bow comes out, and the T-Bow is fantastic against things with high magic level, but man,
right.
If you're buying Dragon Darts for your blowpipe, you are shredding.
You are. So let's end it with this.
Yep.
Next week, we'll have another podcast, of course. They're going to be coming out with a new updated blog, and as in their own words, they're hell-bent on working closely with us to finalize the changes, and feedback will be crucial in guiding them. So, everybody, if you listen to the podcast, if you have some thoughts on it, share it with Jagex. Reddit, you can go to the actual blog post and go to their official forums and share it. There's an Old School RuneScape Discord. You can go to the 2007 Scape Reddit and share your ideas. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next week with some new updates on what they've changed.
Yeah,
and see if it's a little bit
share
better.
your ideas with us too if you guys have ideas. We'll and they're
Absolutely.
looking for I guess good ideas, for lack of a better word. Like if you're just gonna go like rah and bitch and complain, that's only gonna get you so far. But the people who are
just send us those complaints. Don't send it to them.
Yeah. Oh, like for example, for the blowpipe, fine, nerf the attack, the accuracy and damage. However, make the dart you're putting in more meaningful. So if you do choose to use a Dragon Dart, make it so that the blowpipe is not going to be nerfed as crazy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So make the darts more like I've got, as an Iron Man, I've got 4,000 Dragon Darts. I could use them in certain niche situations, and if I do want to use them, it should be like nothing ever changed, almost.
Right.
Perhaps.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end it there. It's a little bit of a long podcast, so I don't think we have time to share our personal account progress today. But rest assured, next week we'll share 2 weeks worth of personal account progress and mess ups.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so you can find us on Twitter at OSRS Trihards. We also have an in-game friends chat, so if you're looking for a place to hang out, OSRS Trihards.
Yep, and shout out to OSRS Beats for providing us with this awesome music, and a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.